Yeah. Let's have a fight. Hi, friends. Nice to see you. Ooh, that ring light's a little bright. Ring lights, huh? You know. Anyway, welcome to the show. My name is Dean. Nice to see you. As it is Monday, and we are well into January. I believe they're calling it dry January in some circles. Not here.
Oh, please
It's
don't.
been dry for the past 5 years. The January, also for the ladies who are talking about health down there. That's another one of those months. We're in January. It is the 9th day of January. My name is Dean. That is Lachlan Cross. That is Ryan Lindley. Of course, Lachlan from the morning show, 95.7 Cruise FM in Edmonton. Host of the Locker Room, Ryan Lindley from the Linds Report. Follow both of them, Lachlan Cross and Ryan, at Ryan Lindley. We've got a guest coming up we're going to introduce, but you put up your hand, Lock. Go ahead. Go ahead. Take us in the direction you'd like us to take. Yeah.
Can I just throw this out there? Yeah. Listen, everybody needs their own reasons to either drink or not drink.
Right.
Okay? It needs to be on you. Okay. And if you decide that you need a month off from booze for God knows what reason, I don't care what reason. If that's a decision you make, I'm proud of you.
Right.
Good for you. Let's just clear some things up about some terminology. I can live with dry January.
Yeah.
Damp January, we're bordering on me being angry and doing something violent in my home if I hear that term.
What's damp? Well, I've never heard damp January.
Okay.
This is new.
And then the other one I can't do, and please never say this out loud around me because I will not be responsible for my actions.
The January.
If you say you're sober curious, I am going to drive into ongoing traffic. Fuck you! I will not.
Sober curious. Hold it. When did that happen?
When
did you get introduced to those phrases? Damp January and sober
It's
curious.
a millennial thing. I work with a millennial. He keeps bringing this shit up to annoy me. I know the only reason he brings it up is because he knows how much it pisses me off. Quit drinking. Quit drinking forever. Never have another drink in your life. I'm all about that. Don't ever use the term. I'm just starting to get a little sober curious. If you don't realize how annoying you sound, there is no fucking hope for you. None.
I wrote about this last year. Remember?
Yeah.
And I put an article up, and the sober curious was in there, and it was
huge.
I had the exact same sentiment as Lachlan. Like,
anger?
What a way to rub it in the face of people going through actual recovery. Like, I wonder what
I could just take a month off.
Yeah, like fuck off.
It's like the guys on Friday night.
I hadn't thought of that angle. So, trust me, and I'm like, I don't drink, but I hadn't thought of that angle. I'm like on dry fucking year 5. So
yeah,
it's
no big deal. Some guy
to me.
going through a crippling rehab. It's like, oh, that looks like fun. I'm going to try
it. Some guy who's been begging for help for years. He's like, someone comes up to him. He's like, hey, dude, you should do dry January. How about I beat the shit out of you because I can't stop drinking?
Yeah. See, now you're on pace. No, the other thing is too, it's kind of like those guys that, and this is something. Don't brag to me about this.
Yeah.
If you're at the bar and I know you don't smoke, yet you're bumming a cigarette from the front desk girl, and you're just I'm just having one on a Friday. I just say every once in a while I have a smoke. I want to kill you. Because if I had a puff off that cigarette,
you couldn't.
I legitimately would be on the pipe, like full blown. I am a puff away from a pack.
By the way, when you talk about being on the pipe, it has a couple meanings. So take it easy.
Yeah. Anyway,
you'll be back to a pack a day.
I'm just saying how annoying I find those people.
I do too.
I can have a smoke here, like that's it. That's no problem.
Yeah. You know who's not like
and
that?
Then I'll put it away.
Think. Do you know who's not like that? Honest. You know who's not like this person we're talking about?
Who?
My good friend Marc Saltzman.
What a segue.
What a segue.
Oh, hey, pros. We're pros. We're old school pros. We've been doing this for years. We've been putting women and children to bed and going looking for fucking dinner for years, you and me, Marky.
We have.
That's what we've been doing.
Yeah,
good to see you. Marc Saltzman, ladies and gentlemen, tech guru, joins the program today. That little segue. Are you doing dry January too? Are you feeling this conversation we're having?
No. It's funny. So I just came back. We're going to chat about the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, and everybody's like, "Oh, did you gamble? Did you party?" No, it's one of those shows where I had a couple drinks on the Friday night, but it's ridiculously busy that I was like lame. It would have not been a fun boys trip kind of thing. But no, I don't. I'm one of those guys where my doctor's like, you can have a glass of wine tonight. And I'm like, well, could I have 5 drinks on Friday instead? I'd rather save it up for the weekend.
Bank it.
So no, I'm not looking for a dry January. I don't think I don't know. Is that bad? I'd rather have 5 gin and tonics or 5 vodka and tonics or something well,
that's what the math and the ratio, Salty. That's what they do, right? Is like, and I remember back when I used to drink, and I knew that I was probably over consuming. Where I'm like, you go see the doctor, and he's like, "How much you drinking?" And you're like, "A few drinks a week." And he's like, "Let me check your blood." And then he checks your blood, and you're like, "You want to answer that question again?" And you're like, "Well, why don't you tell me how I should be drinking?" He goes, 5 drinks a week maximum. And I remember, like, when in my 30s, going, "Can I jam all those into one night?" And he's like, "You fucking idiot, no." I'm like,
well, I did ask the same thing. He didn't call me that. So if he didn't call me that, it's a pass. He gave me the green light.
Doing well.
The problem, Mark, is that you're probably the guy that does have 5 drinks and then calls it an evening. But the guy that, again, I'm this guy.
Yeah, maybe close to 3 or 5, but I
have 5 every night. And then I try to jam 15 in on Friday.
Okay, so
that's that's the problem with that conversation, and the doctors know that, right? Yeah. And my blood doesn't just tell me that there's an issue. My liver has a coat on it, like it's
white one.
Armor.
Is you fucking holding up a flag saying, "Help me"?
It matches the white flag. Yeah.
Training.
You know what? I've subscribed to the philosophy: work hard, play hard. Doesn't mean you have to drink to play hard, but to me that's part of the fun is unwinding. I don't do anything else. I don't smoke or vape or do drugs. Like that's why I enjoy my cocktails. I'm not gonna lie, but I don't crack a beer and watch the hockey game. That's just not me. I'd rather wait till the weekend and Friday and Saturday night unwind with my friends or my wife Kelly and just have a few drinks, or whether it's at home or at a bar or something like that. But
would you ever try dry
you and your happy life?
Yeah,
right. Fuck you, buddy. You're like, fuck you, Saltzman. Yeah, no, I'm not. A lot of my friends they all do gummies now. They're like, no, you gotta do gummies. You gotta do gummies. It's a completely different high. You're more in control. It feels great. It's a body buzz. So yeah, I'm like,
you open to it?
Maybe not sober curious. Maybe I'm gummy curious. But we'll see.
I can set you up there too. I can help you out.
I also do.
Inquisitive.
I also love those guys. I like those guys that
I'm cocaine fluid.
To talk about how clean they are, right? And you watch them and you're sitting in front of them and they just smoked 6 cigarettes in 3 minutes. Yeah. Like I've got no problems at all. I haven't been drinking it a long time. Or they're on a fucking vape and they're just.
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Your viewers are the
Fuck you.
best. I love these comments. Your viewers are awesome.
What are they saying?
Hilarious.
What do you like?
There's some really funny ones. I subscribe to Sloppy September, Moist May. I love the alliteration. No, just some great comments. It's just awesome.
Yeah.
Nice to see that.
Yeah, nice people. We had a little like celebration of Christmas with all these guys. And, we all showed up to it, which means that we all like them.
You guys have a great audience.
We're very lucky.
We do.
We do. Yeah,
we're really fortunate. So Marc Saltzman's our guest, Tech Guru. Tech It Out is the name of his internationally syndicated radio show. He's got a column. He talks about it. Known you for 20 years. You're one of the best in the world at talking about emerging technology, how it fits into lifestyles. And for the first time in 3 years, you head to the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, huh? And you didn't drink, which is, by the way, we're going to talk about that a little later. But
I drank one night, but not like heavily. It was like because I was up
hangover drinking.
No. So like my stupid TV schedule is I have to be at the show for 2 a.m. live at 3. So 2 a.m. for makeup and rehearsal, live at 3 because it's 6 a.m. on the East Coast. Yeah. So on the Thursday night, Thursday morning, I did like 25 interviews across the States. Same spiel 25 times with different anchors. And we work our way west, wrap up around 10 a.m. And then I cover the show as a journalist after that from 10 till 5. Then I did it again on Friday for Canada. Started in Atlanta, Canada on CTV at like 3 in the morning because it was 7 in the morning in Atlantic, Canada from Vegas, and then worked my way west. So I'm in bed by like 8 or 9. But the Friday night was the only night I went out. I went to the JBL private concert of Def Leppard, which was fun. And it was cool that they retweeted me. Yeah, the band retweeted. I don't know who runs their socials, but they tweeted my little video clip of Joe Elliott. I was right in front. There we are. So it was fun. You know, I'm a rocker, so this was great.
Look,
you have audio or no? No audio.
Yeah, I've got audio of it right here.
Oh, there we go. Can you name this song?
I saw them back in Edmonton.
Yeah.
What is this?
Your audience
damn it.
knows? Do they know?
No, don't say anything. We're gonna get dinged on YouTube. That's why I put it down. But don't worry about it.
Oh, okay.
Shit. Oh, why am I?
Oh, this is fucking me up, Saltzman. I love that you did this. Wow. It's coming up right here.
Right here.
Animal.
Animalize.
It only took you a minute and 20 seconds.
Well, dude, I haven't listened to hair metal since I was like 7, so you're gonna have to forgive me.
Yeah.
But
What do you think of his hair?
one?
Speaking of hair, what do you think of Joe Elliott's look?
He doesn't look too bad. Some of those guys, some of those rockers from the 80s, man, they don't look good. Have you seen any pictures of Nikki Sixx?
Yeah. He looked well. I think he just, or no, was it Mick Mars? Mick Mars just quit.
Well, Mick
because he
Mars
can't
is
move
quite a
anymore.
bit older.
Yeah.
Well,
even in the 80s
Mick-
when I was in the crew, he was no youngster back then.
No.
Mick
Like,
Mars also has
he
a
has a physical-
degenerative bone condition where his bones are
Brittle.
they're
Good one.
turning on. Like he's
I
forget what it's called.
Brittle bone
Spondylitis.
disease.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. I think Joe Elliott looks good. He's gone full Lisa LaFlamme. Good for him.
You know who looks good is Phil Collin. His check out the guitar player. They Google
he looks.
Phil Collin from Def Leppard.
Oh,
He
I
looks
thought you
good.
said-
I have
you
him
said
not
Phil
in this
Collins
video.
looks
I
like
shot quite a
shit.
bit on Friday night. That I have another video of him in it, but
Did you
wrote
send that to
Tom
me?
Cochran let himself go. It's hilarious. Your viewers should have their own show.
So you head to CES. That's a fucking grueling schedule, by the way. I don't think people realize, like, a guy like Mark, he puts his time in, but you still do the work. Like, you know, to be up at 2 o'clock, doing hits from 3 o'clock until like 5 o'clock that night. That's 12, 13, 14 hours a day.
insane, Mark.
That's huge.
Yeah, I'm not looking for any little violins. It's a great show. It's 4
Yeah.
million square feet of showroom floor space. Like, it's
Where was
huge.
it? Was it at the Wynn?
So no, it's at the Las Vegas Convention Center, and I
Okay,
tried the
yeah.
underground tunnel, the
the
loop
Tesla tunnel.
system. Yeah, the Tesla
one.
tunnel. That
Yeah.
was a time saver. What would have normally taken a 45-minute walk is a 2-minute drive. 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. No, it was a good show this year. It wasn't back in full force. Look, pre-pandemic, it was about 185,000 people, right? So it's the biggest tech show on the planet, but there was just about 100,000 or so. So still busy. But that Tesla tunnel loop thing was really wild. I posted a video on my socials of that as well.
Yeah. I think I've got it. It's on your socials. What's your, just hit us with your Twitter handle real quick.
Yeah. Twitter is Mark_Saltzman, and it's Mark with a C.
Yeah. Okay. So explain the boring tunnel real quick. The video's uploading right now, but
so there's only
a lot of
5
people
stops.
mocked this tunnel, by the way, during the weekend. Yeah.
Listen, if you're trying to get around, you go subterranean. It's instant. Now, it's not the Hyperloop, which is like also part of the Boring Company, which is Elon Musk's one of the companies he invests in. That it's almost like a train and uses magnets. That's a whole other thing. This is just called the Loop Tesla system, tunnel system. But the idea is that you're underground. So here's a video that I shot. So I'm in a Tesla. It's not autonomous. There is a real driver, but it's really cool. So once you make it past this turn, she guns it, and it's all colorful. It's like this really fun tunnel, but I'm talking like it's just such a time saver. So right in here, if the audio was up, which you don't need to, I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. It's like scared everybody in the car. So it was just a great way to get around. So they're going to have over 50 stops, and that's just in Vegas. Now other cities are doing it. They're going to build this between systems. Yeah. So I'm like,
how cool is that? Beat the traffic.
yeah.
I didn't know that this was in Vegas already.
Yeah,
I knew that they were
only 5
talking
stops.
about
It
it in
was
Los
built,
Angeles.
I think, a year ago. 3 stops. Now it's at 5. It's only a couple of miles right now, but the plan is
he's always, you pay
No,
to get
it's
in.
free. It's free. We just tip the
Huh?
tip the driver.
So where is the tunnel? Like where is the tunnel? Can only Teslas go in there? Can anybody go in there?
Yeah,
Like what's
no,
the deal?
the drivers, it's only Teslas, and the drivers are hired by, I guess, the show or the city, because this was very much
Okay.
tied to the Consumer Electronics Show. Yeah. So it was mostly underneath the Las Vegas Convention Center area, which is like massive. Again, it's a good 45-minute walk from one hall to another for the most part.
Yeah.
So this was fun, yeah, and then it's going to expand out. So a lot of like techies like me were geeking out over this. Again, it's not autonomous. There's other really cool car tech that I'm sure we're going to get to, like the BMW that you can change its color on the fly. But this was just a nice little time-saving addendum to the show.
Does it really save you that much time too? So it's like if you're at either end of the tunnel, can you get off at different areas? Like, are there different stops? Or
Yeah,
is it
it's
just
kind of like,
you got to go from one end all the way to the other, no matter what.
yeah, it's kind of like a subway, but just with 5 stops right now. But it's again, what would take you 45 minutes by foot is a 2-minute drive.
That's fucking awesome.
That is cool.
huge. Yeah. It was
Right?
Very, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, the BMW. Tell me about the BMW, because that blew my mind. I've got the actual promo video that you sent me, and I'm going to play this. Because I don't think there's any audio to it, but like I saw this on TV, and it didn't blow my mind in as much as I kind of understood what they were doing, but I have no idea how they dreamt this up or how they did it. So why don't you tell us?
Yeah, it was a shut the
color-changing
front
car.
door. Yeah, sorry, Dean. It was a shut the front door moment when Schwarzenegger came on, and he was part of their launch. So BMW has this concept car, the BMW iVision D, and that's DEE. It stands for Digital Emotional Experience. And the idea is that using an app on your phone, you can change the exterior of the car to one of 32 colors. I might have sent you the wrong video. I don't think this is the right one, but the idea is that it's like, I don't know how many, 200 and something e-ink panels. So kind of like an ebook reader, but it can change to multiple colors. I might have sent you the wrong video, Dean. I apologize. But the idea is that you use the app, and then you can change the colors on the fly, or you can mix and match it. You can even change the colors of the tires, like the rims and the grille and the front. It's kind of neat, except I'm just
Great for bank robbers.
I was just going to say, right? Off liquor stores.
Putting out an APB for a blue sedan, blue sedan. Oh, it's not blue anymore. Yeah. But yeah, so last year they had a similar one that was only gray and black, like it just swapped between a couple different colors. So yeah, this one's full color. I guess I sent you the wrong video. I'm supposed to be the techie, so I apologize for that.
No, you sent me a bunch. I might have actually taken the wrong one down, to be honest with you. But let me see if I can grab it.
It's the same vehicle, and it also has this really cool heads-up display that covers the entire windshield. So if you want to get information while you're behind the wheel, and it is going to be, autonomous, it'll drive you from point A to point B. It'll splash content on the windshield for you on the windscreen, but completely, like, it'll show you like a big arrow, like superimposed over the glass that you would see through, that would tell you when to get off and stuff like that. So really neat from BMW. The Ram 1500 concept car is also an electric vehicle coming in a year and a half. And what's cool about that Ram is that you can, when you charge it up, you have like a little robot that looks like a Roomba go under your vehicle and charge up your car for you. Huh. So you don't have to, you can plug it in if you're in a public lot, you use the standard EV plug. And I know Locke isn't excited about EVs because he's in Alberta, but it is a cool.
Actually, I'll be brutally honest with you, Mark. I legitimately, we actually need a new car. Mm-hmm. We went down to one. We had 2 cars when we lived in St. Albert. Now we're close to transit, and I'm much closer to work. So we sold one car, and my wife and I have talked, because this one's clicking out. It's at 200,000 K. Mm-hmm. So I said to her, we should look. So we have been shopping for a hybrid, right? Which, because we do a lot of camping and stuff like that in the summer, we didn't want to be completely stranded so we thought hybrid. And I honestly, and the thing is, everybody makes jokes about Alberta, but Alberta is quite liberal. I mean, we don't get that reputation because obviously of how we're perceived, but we got 2 liberal governments running Calgary and Edmonton, and people do give a shit here. They do. The problem is since we've been shopping and looking, and I've been doing quite a bit of research, you do not find a lot of positive support for in Alberta with our climate. You don't get a lot of positive stuff about full electric vehicles.
Yeah, it does take a hit when it's cold. It can. But so one of your viewers, Zoe, wrote about the Silverado EV. That's Chevrolet's pickup truck. The range is wild when it comes out. It's 640 kilometers on a full charge.
Yeah.
So that should be enough. Now, it'll be less when it's freezing. It'll be less if you're towing, obviously. But that's some serious range. And that might, be the one for you.
I also think that, I mean, and this is not an easy thing to say in the world that we live in right now. But I think there is, I mean, Grant made the joke on my morning show, The Locker Room, not too long ago, that he's not sure about looking into an electric vehicle yet, because every time you touch the furnace, you get a warning from the city about our power grid crashing. So is this a good fucking idea? Like, if it's too cold in the winter, we're in trouble and the whole thing's about to go down. And if it's too hot in the summer, we're really in trouble and it's about to go down. And this is Edmonton.
Is that a knock on these cars, Mark? Is that a knock on EVs right now?
I think it is.
Is it like extreme cold? Not great. I've heard
it's not bad. Again, so going back to the Silverado, so Chevy they do testing in Kapuskasing, Northern Ontario, and they're not going to release, and that's for a global rollout of these vehicles, because that's where it's effing cold. So they want to make sure. So they know all the numbers. They crunch it, like how much of an impact it's going to have on the vehicle. I wouldn't say it's enough to deter someone if the thought of never having to buy gas again, I think, outweighs not getting the full range of a vehicle in perfect weather with a perfect street, like no bumps, but every little thing you do does impact the battery life. And your viewers, I'm sure, know if they have a Tesla or whatever, like everything from air conditioning to, how much wind, like resistance, like it doesn't add up too much. But yeah, I mean, and Locke, by the way, so I was on Global Edmonton talking about EVs about 6 months ago, and I got a ton of hate mail. So I'm generalizing about Alberta.
That was a revenge play.
You're not alone. You're not alone, Mark.
But I get it. Imagine a guy coming on and talking about how awesome EVs are when your livelihood is in an oil and gas. I get it. Like, who is this a-hole?
Were people seriously pissed off at you for talking about EVs on TV?
Yeah. And I said when I talked to the producer about this segment, she's like, "Don't worry about it. Like, it's good. There's a mix. People are, up for EVs. Yeah. Some are not." So she said, "Don't worry about it. I still got it. It's all right. It's fine." Again,
the thing about
that's your livelihood.
The thing about where we're at right now with electric vehicles is a lot of the components we get, they're from China. And then they ship them on an oil and gas
container
things to get here. Yeah. Everything that they run over there is on fucking coal. I mean, you're talking about making a big difference to the environment, yet we don't have those intricate conversations that need to be had. We're relying on China for the parts. They run on coal. They're destroying the environment by being overpopulated. And yet we feel good because we're plugging our car in here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know. My dad always teases me because he knows I like EVs, and my next vehicle will be an EV. But he's
me
like,
too.
yeah. And he says, in Canada, like, come on, we have like 38 million people or whatever. We're for the most part, we're really good about recycling and all that. We're not even making a dent compared to how other countries are abusing the planet. Yet we're taxed and all, he's anti-Trudeau, my dad. But
I like your dad.
But it's like, no, I get it. So there's no perfect solution. A hybrid is also a good idea. Look, it's going to get really cool when you can get range one day of over 1,000 kilometers, even in frigid temperatures of Winnipeg or Edmonton or what have you. And it drives itself from point A to point B, like just by you saying where you want to go. It's going to get pretty effing cool. Like the BMW announced last week as well. Sorry, Mercedes. Level 3 autonomous driving in California and Nevada by this summer. So what that means is it'll drive you and you don't even have to look at the road. You can play on your phone. You can crack open a book. You can watch Netflix on your iPad.
Smoke a bowl. Is that allowed?
Exactly. I don't know if that's allowed, but yeah, the idea is that, because with a lot of the semi-autonomous driving right now, there's a camera on you. And if you don't pay attention, it cuts off. It warns you, hey, you better grab hold of the wheel because you're not looking at the road. We want you to pay attention. That's just being tested right now, but it's not going to be needed soon. So
from
I
the tech
fucking- I kinda
perspective,
can't wait
I'm
for
wildly excited about it. Like,
Yeah, me too.
I am.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
Like,
cool. Except all the following, like, you know how people are like, your phone's a tracking device. I'm like, well, fuck, what is a fucking car then? Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's that kind of stuff that I get a kick out of. And I did get the video of your BMW just to kind of
there you go. That's the right one. Now that's a bit more impressive than the other video.
Yeah, sorry, I fucked it up.
That's all good. It was probably me.
No, it was me. What is this? How do they do that?
So it's e-ink. It's just like your Kindle or Kobo, but it's color. And again, they've already improved it from last year when it was only black, white, and gray. And it's on an app or on the dashboard where you choose what color or color combination you want, and it changes it on the fly. You know, it's just kind of cool. Like, you can't decide between a blue car and a red car. Like, you could just have your cake and eat it too. I love the idea. It's just showing that they can do it. Whether it comes out or not, they said 2025 maybe. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it, but it worked.
So what are yeah, dude, I watched it. Them unveil it. Schwarzenegger came out. Were you there when Schwarzenegger came out?
Yeah,
was that cool?
that was pretty cool. Yeah.
But
it
makes
like,
your mind
this whole kit thing, like a Knight Rider thing. So I thought Hasselhoff was going to come out. Then they gave us a little. That's all right. I think we'll give him a pass. That was great.
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. Anyway, other stuff. Marc Saltzman joins us. He went to the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas. Do you want to get to the pillow? Do you want to get to the pea strips? What do you want to deal with next?
Okay, yeah, we'll do some wacky tech, and then maybe we'll circle back if we have time about some other more practical stuff. But yeah, I like the breathing pillow called the Fuffly from Yokai Engineering. It's a Japanese company that is meant to relax you at night. If you or your viewers have any trouble sleeping, this is a pillow that when you hug it, breathes. So it inhales and exhales. So it expands and contracts in a rhythmic kind of way. And I got to tell you, after like walking the show floor, I was like, oh my, this is really relaxing. So you just give it a little hug, and then it actually slows down over time. So the idea is that you're supposed to mimic the rhythmic, the cadence of this pillow.
People, get a dog.
No kidding.
Right.
Well, how does that now? Is that an electronics thing?
Yeah,
like
they call it a robotic
right.
pillow. It's got sensors that know when it's being hugged, and then it expands and contracts inside, you know? So it mimics inhaling and exhaling, like breathing.
We can't do anything on our own anymore.
I know. I love
it. This is for the person in your life who is so fucking deathly afraid of being by themselves that they have to have a pillow that pretends it's a human being. That's
don't knock it till you try it. I'm telling you.
You liked it? Did you try it?
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I tried it.
What did you? No, hang on. I want to know why you liked it. I want to know what.
It was soothing to me. I was like, yeah, I can get used to this. I was thinking of like me spooning with it in bed. Like, no offense to my wife Kelly, but
no offense at all.
I was like, this is kind of.
It doesn't fart and snore, so I guess it'd be all right.
and then the P monitor. So Withings, which is a digital French health company, that's known for their Wi-Fi scales, bathroom scales, came out with what's called the U-Scan. It's a puck size, like think of a hockey puck, but a bit more rounded. That's white. It goes in your toilet bowl and it analyzes your urine to tell you about your nutrition. And if you want to reproduce, it gives you ovulation information as well. So it's got these sensors in it. So it's a set it and forget it thing. Thank God you don't need to touch it. But on your app, it'll tell you, you need more of this, you need more of that, you need more vitamin C, your pH balances, like all. It analyzes your pee, and it can tell the difference between family members. Obviously, he doesn't want to, like if Dean comes over to my place and he has to take ovulating, leave, he's going to be like, yeah, he's off. Yep, Mark. He's going to be with me.
If I go to your house and I go to the bathroom, that thing is going to fucking go off. That thing will be like,
alarms going, what the hell?
I got to get Jimmy to pee on it. That guy he's majorly dehydrated, and his urine hums. Like if you go in the bathroom after him, like he'll light up the bathroom. You don't need lights. It makes a noise like drink some water, kid. Like, it's so yellow.
So, and the idea behind that is just a kind of general health thing. Like, you kind of tell you where you're at. You're vitamin deficient. Maybe you got some PSA that you do. Does it check for like bladder cancer and stuff like that?
No, not yet. Nothing. No, like any serious markers like that.
Alcoholism
yet. But yeah, well, why couldn't it? Right? if you go to a lab, if you go to Life Labs and you give them some urine, obviously they can test for a million things. So eventually it'll get to be like that, I would expect. right? So that's kind of neat. They had smell-o-vision for virtual reality.
Yeah,
what's
this is
this?
super
This
cool.
was kind of neat. Yeah, I don't know if you have a video. I mean, the video doesn't really sell it because it's smell-o-vision, but the idea is, thanks for stating the obvious, Captain Obvious, Mark. But this is from a company called OVR Technology, and it's called the Ion 3. It's their 3rd generation. It looks kind of like a headset, like it goes behind your neck, and then there's like this little part for under your nostrils that emits odors, kind of like a perfume, very little. But the company claims that, and I didn't try this, but there's a lot of buzz at CES about it, that can do, like they said, literally thousands of combinations. So imagine you're in a VR meditation experience, which they're quite popular if you're a VR headset owner, where you've got this tranquil environment and all that, and soothing music and maybe a voice talking to you, like, those apps like Calm, but you smell like lavender at different parts, or vanilla, and it mixes in and out, kind of like essential oils to relax you. Or on the flip side, you're playing a first-person shooter, and you could smell gunpowder when you shoot your weapon. Look, it's kind of neat, because it's adding another sense. Like right now we've got, like in VR, when you look around, it moves along with your head. So it tricks your brain into thinking you're really there. Yeah. It's got spatialized audio. So if like a dinosaur is growling from in front of you, it sounds like it's in front of you. It's spatialized. Or if a zombie is behind you, you do get that sense that it's like 3D sound. And then now there's haptic feedback, where your hands will vibrate. Sometimes you wear gloves, other times you don't need to. But the idea is that you can feel tension when you're opening a drawer in an adventure game to get a key, that kind of thing. But now smell, right? So it's almost like Ready Player One, where you're like jacked in. And so I'm optimistic.
Have you seen? By the way, have you seen along those lines? Have you seen the show Peripheral? Have you seen that show, Chloe Grace?
No, I heard about it, but I haven't seen it. Yeah, no.
It's what you're talking about. It's the same thing, but it's futuristic through timelines and stuff like that, portals that go through. But it's the same thing. It's like the idea that your avatar can literally. It's the most realistic experience you've ever seen, and bringing smell into it just adds that sense where you're like, I am literally in this environment. It can't be good for a human's brain, though, Mark. Like, well, really can't.
It's just a tiny little whiff, apparently. I did test it a few years ago. There was another company called DigiSense, and they tried the same thing. It was a computer peripheral that looked like a printer, and it took cartridges with different oils in it, just like this does. But the idea is that if you go to, say, roses.com, you're going to smell where you visit. If it caught on, it became popular, because it'll give you a combination, like it's a mathematical equation that 1.5% from vial A mixes with 29% from vial B. You know what I mean?
Like a paint mixer.
Oranges or whatever. Yeah. Right.
When they tin paint and stuff like that. I think this would be great for things like, remember like Anthony Bourdain's show, and you watched it, and you could just like
get all the smells,
that he was smelling in like different parts of the world. That'd be so cool.
How much is VR moving into our day-to-day lives? Because I don't see it. I've never put a headset on. I don't play video games. Yeah, like I've never once in my life done this. Not once. And
Marky Mark.
No, that's actually not me. That's Matt.
That's not you.
That's not me. His name is Matt Swider. He's the editor-in-chief of a digital magazine called The Shortcut. So he was testing out. That's the new PlayStation VR 2, PSVR. So that requires the PS5. The one that I like here, I got it right here beside me, is just the Meta Quest 2, which is just a standalone VR headset. You put it on, it uses Wi-Fi to download the content. I don't have to plug it into a computer or a video game system or a phone or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, Locke, look, I mean, right now it's mostly about gaming, but there are many other experiences like that meditation example I gave you. But VR is really cool. Day to day, if you've got an hour to kill, and it's up to you how you want to spend it. If you might be an Xbox gamer, you may want to watch Disney Plus, however you want to spend your free time. So what I think you're hinting at is the metaverse, this whole idea that, Mark Zuckerberg and everybody, there's a lot of buzz about it, but it's so early where we're actually going to live in like both physically and digitally, a mix of the two. Like when you're going to
hear a lot about it though, Mark. Like I hear a lot about VR, but I never see it. I don't know anybody that has it. You just said that you had. Yeah. See, I don't like Christmas time comes around and everybody has one of those Google Home things, right? Yeah. Everybody on the planet gets one.
Yeah.
This hasn't become that yet.
So the last couple of Christmas seasons, it's actually been one of the best-selling consumer electronics products in North America.
Is VR
and that's
now.
the Meta. This is this one here. This is the Meta 2, Meta Quest 2, or it used to be called Oculus Quest 2. This is one of the best-selling devices because the games are cheap, if not free, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of things you can get now. So, yeah, I mean, no, it hasn't caught on in a hugely like mainstream way, but they are starting to pick up quite a bit.
Can we talk one last question about that VR? Do you have to wear pants?
Optional.
You can have virtual pants.
Virtual pants.
Well, this kind of like sidesteps a little bit, but this is kind of
put your pants back on, Lachlan.
We seem to be in this rush to move towards
nice virtual schlong you got there, buddy.
Oh, I'd get a computer programmer to give me a big one for sure if I was a virtual avatar. I'd be like, just make it enormous, make it distractingly big if you can, just for fun. But it seems like you're explaining this VR thing with the smell-o-vision and the goggles, and I know people spend a lot of time in this alternative reality.
And you look like a tool when you're in it. Like, yeah,
you really do.
You do. I agree. You look like the biggest idiot. But
I thought this was you. That's why I wanted to bring it up. I was going to ask how cool you felt there.
I had him on my radio show this week. He's a bigwig. He's
Oh, is he?
He sure looks like it.
Yeah.
No, but like we all look like it. Dude, you could put the sharpest person on the planet.
I know.
Bill
You look
Gates
like
one of those and go, fucking dork.
What dork? Exactly.
No, for sure.
Watching people operate in them is my favorite.
But when you wear it, like Locke, you haven't tried it. You said it's
not once.
It's mind blowing. It's mind blowing.
I have enough problems, Mark, navigating the world we live in. The last thing I need is another dimension.
Add another whole world. Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, right? So we live in this world where escapism is like numero uno for people, right? Escapism on your computer, drugs, drinking, all that other stuff.
Yeah,
so VR comes around and they're like, hey, you can buy a fake house next to Snoop Dogg in this fake world. And I'm like, I guess so. Like, if that's going to make your life better. But as you're describing people and the smell, putting themselves in like Call of Duty or Night of the Dead or something like that, I go to great lengths to avoid negative experiences in my day-to-day, right? Like, I don't want to be in war. Like, I would never sign up to join the army.
That's a whole other conversation about smelling gunpowder and are we desensitizing kids to play, they shouldn't be playing Call of Duty. But anyways, parents let them because they think it's a video game and it's like Pac-Man, but it's like not. But anyways, look, it's entertainment. Obviously, it's for entertainment's sake. If you enjoy being scared, just like a roller coaster will scare you or a horror movie, then they do have Resident Evil 4 is one of my favorite games to play on this thing. I like that feeling of being frightened, but it's just like there's different movies, different genres, and different kinds of music. Same with VR content. It's not a one size fits all scenario.
Dude, just tell me where you live. I'll jump out of the bushes for free every time I come home.
There's also other cool uses they're finding for dementia patients and like seniors that are stuck in long-term care facilities. So it gives them an opportunity to like go out.
I'm glad you brought that up, Ryan. And in fact, in some long-term care facilities, they're putting VR headsets on residents and they're showing them like first-person walkthroughs of the towns that they're from. And they're bawling. Like, these people are bawling because it's so realistic.
Oh, that's cool.
And they recognize, the different
landmarks
and all that
stuff.
Therapy. There are people who are seeing therapists in VR, if not with a real therapist who's talking to you, but they have these programs that can help desensitize you to phobias that you may have, like spiders or fear of going out or fear of heights, where every session you are closer to the subject, the object or the thing that, so it's, I guess, what do they call it? Implosion therapy, where every little bit, every session, you're a bit closer to that virtual spider, so that the idea is that in real life, hopefully it'll help. There's lots of applications. There's chat rooms, there's dating apps within VR, but again, you're an avatar, so you don't.
Generally speaking, when new technology comes out, it doesn't take long for people to figure out how to, one, turn it into a game, and two, how to have sex with it.
Oh yeah. Oh, there's tons of VR porn already. Yeah.
Dude. Like, I know we're not going to get into it. Mark does a family program, but I have a friend of mine who has VR porn.
Oh, come on.
And as a joke, he bought a bunch of like porn for him and his wife and a couple headsets, and they thought they'd have some fun with it. And he said It is so disturbing to be that close to that action. He goes, it actually made me nauseous. Like it literally made him nauseous. But he said porn, like you know how the internet's like 80% porn already. VR and porn are like peanut butter.
Jimmy got asked. Somebody was in town, and because he's a little person, and they asked him to be in a VR. It wasn't just porn; it was a VR porn. This woman came up to him and said, "Have you done porn? Would you like to shoot a VR porn?" And we spent a week trying to tell him to do it.
Trying to convince him.
Telling you, he's somebody's fetish.
He can get away with it.
He's a bucket list item. Okay, Mark, last thing I want to ask you, because this is, I know you're up against the time. I actually got a couple more things I want to ask you. I want you to talk about the JBL Tour Pro 2 screen, the color screen. I want to talk about the smartwatch, which looks really fucking cool. And there was one more thing that I wanted to get to.
All right. So while I'm talking about the OTs, if it comes to you, great. Okay. Please. So JBL Tour Pro 2s are wireless earbuds that have 10 hours of battery life, but 40 with the case. So you can get like 4 full charges with the wireless case. And the case is really where the story is. So just like any, AirPods, whatever, you pop the earbuds in to charge up, but it's the world's first with a color touchscreen. And what that does is give you access to information on the earbuds while you're wearing them or while they're in the case. But let's say you're wearing them, you want to see what battery life is like. You just swipe left and right. So there's my little stand-up from the JBL booth. It gives you information in real time, tells you the track you're listening to. You can play, pause, rewind, that kind of thing, fast forward. You can turn on spatialized audio if you like that effect where you can't really pinpoint where the audio is coming from, like kind of Bose did that many years ago. You can turn on different equalizer. So it's all on that touch screen. So that's pretty cool. And turn on active noise cancellation or turn it off again. So there I am at the JBL booth showing these earbuds. And the quality was
I want those.
Yeah, those are really cool. So they're coming out, it's about $250 US. So
that's it?
Well, that's about comparable. Yeah, it's a little bit less than AirPods in Canada, but same idea when it comes out in March. So that's kind of neat.
That's really
neat.
Neat.
See the guy behind you, by the way? Did you see the guy behind you trying to figure? He was trying to
saw it after I shot. I did this video like in one take, and then I watched it after. I was like, this guy's really weird. That's like a giant earbud that he's playing around.
These aren't very small. I don't know if it's
yeah, I know. Look how big these. that little prop. He's having fun with it. Clearly, he's enjoying himself. Okay, then the smartwatch. This is the Citizen CZ smartwatch. It's the company's, I think it's their 2nd gen smartwatch, but it is more of a classic design. Citizen has been around. It's a Japanese watch company, been around for 105 years. So this is their take on a smartwatch that leverages IBM Watson technology, machine learning, in fact, and NASA information. So between the two, it has more predictive analysis of your health. So yes, like any other smartwatch, it'll, track your activity or give you information about your sleep patterns. Like if you woke up when and for how long, and you can share all that with the physician, but it actually gives you more real-time biofeedback and then predictive information. Like, you're fatigued. You may feel fatigued in an hour from now based on the data that it's captured and analyzed. Again, with the help of IBM and NASA, it's pretty wild. And the app, there's an app called UQ. It's part of the CZ Smart. It'll also give you a deeper dive on your information. So it's more of a health-centric smartwatch with more AI, artificial intelligence, that is coming in. I think that's coming, March for $399 from Citizen. And it doesn't look like like a Apple Watch. So some people like that. This is the they don't like
classic look.
They may not want a digital that's more of a classic look. Yeah, and different designs to choose from.
You know what's cool, Mark, is in years past, barrier to entry into markets like this was really tough. Like it was pretty prohibitive to buy some of these, but like the JBL headphones, $250, not bad. $399 for that NASA watch. That's fucking unbelievable.
Yeah, $399. Sorry for the watch, and then the JBLs, I think it's $250 US. So add another $75 to $100 for Canada.
I bought those headphones you mentioned last time, and I really like
the
them.
Cheap ones. The next.
They're like $99.
Oh, I thought they were a lot less. They're like the little guys, right? Negs ago, right? Really
Yeah,
thin.
yeah.
yeah.
I thought there should be a lot less than that. But
were they? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I
Yeah.
remember it was under $100, but you mentioned the last time you were on, and I went on Amazon and bought them.
He's usually
there.
drunk
cool.
when he's buying things, Mark, so he doesn't know. The last one I wanted you to get to before I let you go, Mark, and I really appreciate you being here. The last one I wanted to get to was the Lenovo yoga book. Is that, am I getting that right?
That's right. It's the Yoga Book 9i.
Yeah.
And it is the world's first full screen or full size dual screen laptop. So it's like twin 13.3-inch screens.
Yeah, my mind was blown by it because I'm like,
wild.
wow, this is new and totally easy to use.
I love seeing these new form factors at CES. Some never come out, but this will come out by June. Lenovo said it's for sure already in production. And it's like you can use it in different ways. I think you might have a video of it, but
I do.
You can use it like twin tablets with a keyboard, without a keyboard. You can bend the screen around and use it like in display mode. So what you're seeing is the other person seeing the same thing that you're setting up, like to present something. You can read it like a book, like hold it like a clamshell, vertical, dual screen tablet and flip through a digital magazine or a book. So yeah, this is like my little spiel about it where I was broadcasting from at stupid o'clock in the morning. But that's the idea. So I'll lift it up. You'll see the idea. So you can use it in different ways. It comes with a physical keyboard, like a Bluetooth keyboard. It comes with that stylus pen over there and a stand. But you can even put on, by the way, a virtual keyboard on the bottom there that has different languages. And if you swap between different languages, you can have a virtual keyboard there. But otherwise, just put that physical one down. It magnetically attaches to it.
Cool.
Yeah, right. So it's just so versatile with all the different things, different ways to use it. But that's that was really neat.
Lenovo's a good name too. That's what I have for my laptop is a Lenovo, and the reason why I was drawn to it is because it's a touch screen.
Wow. Yeah, it's all touch
screen. Yeah, my
Very
laptop
smart.
itself is touch screen. It's really cool.
Yeah.
That was
cool.
I thought they were out of ideas for these, Mark. So I was shocked when I saw that. And then I saw how you can drop the bottom down or the top down, and you can use the bottom portion screen as a keyboard. But above the keyboard, you can actually slide through some assets that you want to put into something. It looked very Iron Man-ish when I watched it.
You can take notes on the bottom of the screen with the stylus pen during a meeting, and then have the meeting on the top half, like a Zoom thing, like what we're doing, like this kind of thing. But you're making notes on the bottom. So it's really smart because you got all that real estate in which to work with.
One more CD-ROM.
Yeah, CD-ROM. Right. I know we got to wrap, but really quickly, for those who are reluctant to have a permanent tattoo, this was cool. It's called the Prinker Digital Tattoo Maker. It's about $200 US. It looks like kind of like a tall stapler. It's small, but it's kind of like that. It looks like a stapler. And then what you do is that through the app, you can select from one of 12,000 designs, or you can create your own. Or if you want to write text, right, then you do that on the app, and then it's color or black, whatever you want, or both, and then you just press and you have it roll down your forearm or wherever, and it's waterproof. You would take it off with like a solution that you can buy separately or through the company, whatever. But the idea is that for those who don't want a permanent tat, this is the Prinker. Yeah, so this is it right here. So it takes cartridges. And it can be really long. Like it's not limited in length. You can write whatever you want, and then it just keeps going. So that's the idea behind that. So I thought that was kind of cool. Digital tattoos.
Yeah, it's different.
From a South Korean company called Prinker. Yeah,
that's really cool. So you can download different tattoos that you want, or you can make your own, load it into the thing, 100%. And then you put the thing. The tattoo. Locke's thinking the same thing I'm thinking right now. It would just be full.
How's it look? Looks good on you, Barry. Looks good.
I'm gonna go full Post Malone.
He should. Yeah, we'll go full Posty. Yeah. Last question I have, Marc Saltzman, Tech Guru. Let me ask you this: what was the free shit like down there? Oh, those things have to be great.
Yeah,
right?
There was
or
some
is the free shit dried up in the past few years?
Yeah, I would say this year I didn't see a lot of swag at the booth like I used to get, where they would give you some stuff, not just t-shirts, but like tech to bring home. But headphones, it wasn't. I didn't see a lot of it, to be honest with you. I just wasn't looking for it. But usually there's
the
lots
free
of
shit
swag.
stage.
There used to be like booth babes, but that's not politically correct anymore.
Yeah.
So they don't have anybody trying to lure you into their booth. Don't forget CES also, Dean. Unlike other tech shows I go to, like E3 in June, which is like the video game trade show and stuff like that. A lot of this stuff is not out yet. Like this is a window to the future of where we're going. So you don't get the gadget that you see in most cases, like that they show you, because it's not ready yet. They had like a dog translator that I was like, with that, where the dog can text you when it, like I'm looking at Locke's dog on the couch.
Yeah.
There's these big buttons, and it tells you I need to go to the bathroom or I'm thirsty or whatever. Like you train the dog, and then you get a message. So people were like, "Oh, can I buy that there here?" And they're like, "No, it's not out yet for another year. Like, you know, we're just working on it." But
that'll be huge.
It's just a place. It's a place where everybody that is involved in tech from around the world can come and wag their dick. Is what it is.
That's basically.
Yeah, but there were some big announcements there. Like they had the world's first OLED.
Wireless TV. Yeah, LG had that. I don't know how much that's going to be, but that was pretty wild. Fully wireless. So which means you have a box that you put somewhere else in your room or in your home, and that's what you connect your cable box to, or your video game console or your Blu-ray player or whatever, and then it wirelessly sends up to 4K video to a 97-inch OLED TV. That's
what I need.
Yeah, so it's all just like, if you like a minimalist look, that there's like there's one cable that goes into the wall, and that's it. So it's not truly wireless.
97-inch TV. I wouldn't call you a minimalist.
Well, you know what I mean. It's like one sheet of glass, no cables, you don't need your cable box. Like, you know what I mean. So that was pretty wild from LG.
Yeah, dude. I would have loved to have gone down there. I was jealous that you were there. I was following you on Twitter. Everybody should follow Marc_Saltzman on Twitter is where you can find him. Follow him anywhere you get your fine podcasts. Tech Report as well. Your Tech Report.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, it's so well done. You did such a great job. I caught you on breakfast. Was it breakfast television? Is that what I saw you on?
I did BT and CP24 in Toronto and Global and CTV. And
fight over you
right before the ab workout, and then the lady that had the salad ideas.
Yeah,
threw Mark in there.
Right in there, of course.
Yeah, I followed you on Facebook all weekend, and I was like, every time you had an update, I had to watch it because everything you were showing was so cool.
So cool.
Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you do a great job of breaking it down, Mark.
He does.
Too. Yeah, very.
Thank you, guys.
But he's a tech journalist. That's why he's really great at it. He's the best in the country.
Yeah, but he could suck at it, and we'd be honest with you.
That is true. And I still would have you on if you sucked on it, because that's fun too.
Some preach to the choir. Some techies, like they speak the geek, whatever, and that's their audience. But I try to break down geek speak into street speak, demystify it.
Yeah,
beautiful.
People
well,
like
you know what you do is you give it an application in everybody's life, which is why I fucking love having you on. Always good to see you, Marc Saltzman.
So much,
follow him on Twitter, online at Marc_Saltzman on Twitter. Thanks for doing this, and thanks for your patience today. It was a little hairy getting started.
Thank you so much, and thanks to the viewers as well. Some awesome comments. Thanks so much, guys.
Anytime, brother. Marc Saltzman,
Take care, Mark.
ladies and gentlemen. Tech guru Marc Saltzman. Marc Saltzman.
Then I look around.
Hang on, let me finish his whole title. He's got a title. Technology evangelist, journalist, author, TV and radio host, video game enthusiast, music and movie fanatic, and chicken wing connoisseur, annoyingly proud father. Marc Saltzman, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? His bits during the movies stuff, which don't happen anymore, were awesome. Mm-hmm. I loved those. I thought they, You
know what he is? He's Mr. Consistent. That's what I love about guys like Marc. And Marc's one of the guys that defines his industry. But like, I remember when he started out, he was just going like everybody else was going. And he's just consistently giving people great advice. He's easy to talk to. He's a great popularizer of things. He's just awesome. He's great. I love having him on. And he's got the inside track on some cool tech for guys like us. I'm going to see if we can get you that little P-puck just to see where you're at with your health lock. A little bit worried about you.
I want it for
little bit concerned. Little bit upset. Little bit concerned for you. Wondering if you're going to be okay because you seemed overly interested in it.
I'm kind of like you.
Gonna check for
kind
liver
of like
damage?
you. I'm kind of like you, Dean. As much as I'd like the idea of it, I do not want something on my body or something that I pee on that's going to constantly remind me about where I'm at in life. Yeah.
I don't either.
Same.
I don't need it.
I don't thinking about that NASA watch. That NASA watch is just going to tell you to stop drinking and go.
Not interested in it.
I believe they call it personal responsibility, but you can go two ways with that. And I'm of the thing that it's like, hey, listen, my body's going to tell me that I'm sick, and then I'll go figure it out. I don't need premeditated worry on my arm, or I don't need to take a leak into the bathroom and go and have this red light go and have my nervous system get triggered. It's like, here it is. Because anytime there's a yellow light, I get anxious, right? Doesn't matter what it is, especially when it's with my health. Yellow light, fuck, what is it? Oh, it's nothing. You just got a little touch of diabetes. Fuck, I'm going to go and sleep for 4 days because I don't want to know that information. But I'm like you. I don't want to know. That's why I don't wear any wearable tech. I'll never wear wearable tech. Like the thing about my phone, and I love the idea of all of the things that he talked about today. Like I love, other than the printer, that prints fake tattoos. But I mean, that's cool for young kids, right? Whatever. Not for me.
I would totally put a cock on Jimmy's back.
Tell him it's like some Star Wars character. Just put a big penis.
You got.
And then he's like, "What do you think of my tattoo? I haven't seen it."
Yeah.
Well, it comes
put Darth Vader on me. That's not Darth Vader.
No, but
He does have a helmet though.
As much as I love technology, I remember he does have a helmet. This Darth helmet is purple. I don't want to know any more than I have to know. It's like my brain is so full at this age. Like, at a certain time it comes for you and you're like, great, good, thank you. But those people that are like ravenous about technology, wearable tech, they got the shoes that'll tell you how many calories you burn. They got the fucking watch that'll tell you that your heart's off by 1/1,000,000th of a beat. You got one thing that tells you woke up 2 nights ago. You got your phone that tells you that you didn't drink enough water. Like all that stuff. It's like, are you fucking kidding? I don't come from that time. So people like now that are younger, millennials, Gen Zers, they love this stuff because they grew up with it and they have the capacity to understand it and all the shit that goes with it. I come from a time where literally I would say to my dad with a gash going from the top of my head to my fucking my hairline, "Dad, I think I need to go to the hospital." And he's like, "I think we got glue." Like that's literally how I grew up, right? And I'm still like that. Like I look at an injury, like if anybody's injured, I look at it like an inconvenience. Like if my leg snapped in half in a car accident, I would look down and go, fuck, this is going to be annoying. That's how I look at those things, right? I don't look at my health. Exactly. I look at it like a time commitment. Someone could come up to me and go, "Sir, you've got shingles, multiple sclerosis, and 3 other maladies we need to treat you for right now." And I'd be like, okay, now I know. But I didn't want to know I had each one of those things over the past 5 years. I'd rather deal with them all at one time. Now I know that's a medical pipe dream and I'm being an idiot, but you know what I'm saying. The anxiety that I have about getting someone to go, "By the way, you've got MS." It'd be like, oh, fuck. I don't want my watch telling me that while I'm at the movies. I'd rather go to the doctor and have someone do it.
Yeah. And I got turned off the watch when I started to see some people that I know. I mean, my boss wears one and he thinks chicken wings are a vegetable. Like he is not a healthy man. And he's got one on. And I'm like,
well, here's the other thing. Let me just lay this at your feet.
Information? Yeah.
I didn't have a cell phone
until I was your steps.
I didn't have a cell phone until I was like 37, 38 years old. Like in the last 10, 12 years, I've gotten a cell phone. Because my theory was this. I don't want people knowing where they can get a hold of me all the time. I don't want to have to be accountable to that.
Yeah.
And I'm the same with my phone. I don't want to know all the things these people are trying to tell us. I've lived my life perfectly fine. Getting up, running outside, eating dirt, getting a fucking pussy willow stuck up my nose, breaking my leg from jumping off the fucking library roof, all that stuff. I lived a great life outside. I don't need to be constantly monitored all the time. It's like fucking being in health detention all the time. And all of you people out there with these watches that don't need them, like if you don't have a heart arrhythmia or an alarm on your thing, or like if you're just doing it to be cool, just to see if you're still healthy, you're an idiot.
Yeah. And that's it. And all you're doing,
someone getting a hold of you all the time. Put your phone down. Oh, I got my watch. Well, they can call you on your watch now. Fuck you. I don't want anybody calling me on my watch. I don't want people calling me on my phone. My fucking watch.
It's mostly for people that are like it's people that are usually anxious and paranoid about things, and now you're just fueling it. You're fueling that constant worry of, oh my god, like what's gonna happen. You're not what you're doing with that information is not right, and you're gonna drive yourself fucking nuts. So I'm with you. I don't like it. I don't like the idea. I don't even like the thing counting my steps. Like fuck you.
Yeah. Here's how many steps you walked today. Guess what? I didn't ask you. Fuck off.
Yeah.
I took the fitness thing off my phone.
Yeah. Good.
I don't think I've ever even opened it up.
You've ever accessed it? I accessed it twice, and it told me one day I walked 700 steps. I'm like, that's lethargy. Fuck you. I'm out. I'm not even. I don't want you telling me that.
I took all the apps that you can't remove from your phone just because they keep putting them on every time you do an update, and I got them in one folder.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of stuff I don't use.
And
Health and fitness is one of them.
Yeah.
If you need an app to tell you to drink water, you should probably just die anyway. You're a fucking idiot. Like you're a fucking. I'm thirsty. I'm gonna drink some water. You know what I mean?
That's
like
a good point.
Yeah. If you need an app,
what
to
apps
tell
do you guys use the most though? Do you have that? Like, do you use anything, Dean?
Yeah, I use Waking Up a lot. It's an app. Actually, it's a yearly meditation, psychiatry app. It's about mindfulness. It's about spirituality. It's about meditation. It's about understanding energy, understanding other people. It's called Waking Up by Sam Harris. I use that every morning. And Pornhub, great little.
They have an app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know. They
I don't.
Do they have? Does Pornhub have an app?
I don't know.
They have
I
an
just
app.
made that.
Spotify. I use Spotify a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twitter.
My
Sometimes
banking
I'm on
stuff.
Twitter a little bit
Furbo.
here and there.
I use Furbo.
Oh, you got a Furbo?
Yeah.
Those things are cool.
What's Furbo?
That's a dog treat, the remote dog treat dispenser. You can
Keeps
throw
an
treats
eye
at
on the dog.
Yeah,
when
you can
we're
throw
out.
treats at it.
It's a camera. We got it in the downstairs. The problem with the Furbo in the new building, though, in our new house,
And the camera, the camera throws a treat at the dog once in a while.
Yeah,
it's got a receptacle where you can put treats in it. So, and you can just hit it to give treats. And he loves it. He goes right up to it, just sits there and waits.
It's awesome.
He's got a little camera on it to keep an eye on him. I mean, he's almost 2, right? Closing in on 2, and he has run of the house now. We used to, because he destroyed when he was a puppy. He was, fucking up the house. So we had him sort of in the main floor. Now he doesn't chew anything up or he's not into chaos anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So he has free run of the house. So now the Furbo's in the main, but if we go out, he comes up here. He likes hanging out on this couch.
It's a spot now.
Yeah.
There's go ahead.
I'm using a lot more stuff on my phone. I'm still the old school. I got to have a wallet and a card. People keep telling me to put
I don't have any payment.
I
have zero payment information on my phone. No,
all of mine is there. I love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends that use everything. All their cards are in their phone now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And they keep trying to convince me that that's a good idea. The only thing I have in there is my health card and Visa if I absolutely had to, if I lost my wallet.
So you do have a payment method on there?
I do, but I don't use it. I've used it once to test it on the because we got this new machine at work, like a snack machine. So I'm like, I'm going to try this snack machine. So I got a bag of chips one day with the Visa. Dude,
you know what they have now? You know what they have? Did you? You know what they have? They've got these apps for people to quit drinking in the month of January. They've got these dry January, and we started talking about it at the start of top of the podcast. Dry January.
For those of you who are sober curious, see how fucking annoying that is?
It is annoying, and I'm a non-drinker.
It is
true. I know 3 people that are doing this, and in full transparency, I work with some people that are having a problem with their drinking. And so
2 of them are here.
No. I don't take anybody's inventory. They tell me that. So
you never once have said to me, Dean's not once.
No.
If anything, he's said that he is actually kind of surprised at my level of drinking and my
coherence.
ability
to follow through. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Most people that drink as much as you traditionally just barely make it out of the house before they go back inside and live in their nightmare. But you somehow keep fucking going. You just said, now I'm going to Home Depot, by the way.
You know what I don't get? I don't get any kind of anxiety or depression. I never have. I was surprised. I didn't find out about this until this is going to make me sound pretty naive, but I didn't hear about SADS after you drink probably until about 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, tops. I never knew that people woke up the next day and felt miserable and depressed after a night of drinking. I was like, really? Like I get up, I feel a little off, right? But take a couple of Tylenol, slam some water, and get back at her. I don't sit around and get depressed after a night of drinking. Hard drinking, that is.
That's the thing. I've heard it too. I've heard other people talk about it's like this weird anxiety the next day.
Never had
I
that.
just don't have. I don't have any of that. Yeah, like I'm the same as you. Maybe a little bit of a bit of a tumor
headache
in the brain, and fucking. Gatorade,
when I drink something I don't normally drink is when I get hungover.
Yeah, or sugary shit, right? So
yeah. Like I got hungover a couple times on the Christmas break because the kids were home and we were like jumping into the hard booze. So we were having tequila drinks. I'd wake up the next morning and feel like shit.
Then you wonder why. Yeah, it's the liquor. It's the hard liquor that really does it to you. Sorry.
What were you saying, Dean? You were saying something about the app.
Well, there's an app. It's like a Dry January app, and the app itself teaches you kind of to be mindful during the day. It just basically buzzes your phone, says no matter what you do, don't have a drink today, and you're supposed to listen to it. And like it gets deluged every like at the end of December, 28th, 29th, 30th. People start downloading the app because they're going for it over the holiday season. There's a great clip on CNN about a doctor talking about it, but also talking about the sober curious crowd doing damp January. Let's watch it together.
Patients that are having a hard time cold turkeying it. And so we have something called a damp January, which is a modified version. And that's where you set your own rules, your own boundaries, and, find a good middle ground.
Damp January. January. You know what that's for? That's for the people that want to do dry January, but they're so fucked on the booze they can't, so they keep drinking and might have one or two less a week or not really binge 4 weekends in a row, and they'll do damp January. Is that what I'm to understand?
Let's put the doctor with the deviated septum on and the most annoying voice to explain it. Here he is now. Like, fuck off. Fuck.
A lot of my clients. And you know what? All these people, you pointed it out. And this is the elitist part of people that don't drink. And trust me, there's a group out there of people that are like, you know what you're talking about. I'm not that guy. I'm envious, happy, encouraging. I'm the opposite about all of everybody's drinking around me because I could give two fucks because it's not about the drinking. It's about you, the person. So, but there are people out there that are watching people go, yeah, first week, 9 days sober. Going like this.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. I don't know. You're fucking 9 days. How'd you go fucking 9 days? And then they hear from people who go like, yeah, I haven't had a drink for 5 years, 10 years, 12 years. And it pisses them off to the point where they go, fuck it. Let's go to the pub. Like, seriously. That's everybody. So the dry January actually is a demotivator for people that drink. And it's also a demotivator for people. And it's more of a fucking slap in the drunk nuts for those guys. It's like, oh, fuck, you can actually quit drinking? I can't stop. Like, it's actually detrimental to other people around you that don't stop drinking. So I say keep drinking as someone who doesn't drink. And if you're going to stop, don't fucking start telling everybody around you that it was no big deal because there's so many people out there who are super fucked.
We did a bet one time with the celebrity death pool. This is a couple years ago. And I won it, and the boys had to quit drinking for a month. And they literally, I think it went 72 hours and they fell off the wagon, right? So then we had to come up with another punishment because they didn't make it more than like 3 days, right? Like I think we started on a Tuesday and it wasn't even Friday. I think it was Thursday and both of them were drinking. And I said, well, it's not unfair for us to put that kind of pressure on people, right? And then a couple years ago, I think shortly after that, I think Grant legitimately felt not embarrassed, but I think he legitimately was disappointed that he didn't actually get it done. He never mentioned this to me, but he said to me that he was going to try to do dry February, and he picked dry February because it has the shortest number of days in it in the month. and anyway, I said to him, I said, do you want to do something about it on the air? And he goes, no, I don't. I just want to do it. And so I left it alone. We didn't turn it into a bit because he didn't want it to become something that wasn't what it intended to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's the problem I have with a lot of these things is people jump on them because it becomes this trendy thing
It's
to
a fad.
do.
Yeah, it's a hashtag chaser is what it is, and
Yeah.
people just want attention on social media. If you do it on your own, hey, good for you. I don't want to hear. My favorite part of Alcoholics Anonymous is the anonymous part. I don't want to fucking hear about your problems and what you're doing.
But
You
I
know what
also think
Just fix
there is
yourself.
there is a certain element of quitting and the community.
I don't want to hear about you getting on top of your life.
Yeah, fuck
I
it.
just want to live in my own misery. Go.
That's
fuck
it.
yourself.
That's it. I got my own.
I don't want
shit.
to hear
I don't
your
need it. I don't.
solutions.
I go to fucking Facebook to see your Instagram dinner. I don't want to go see there and read about you fucking. I haven't had a drink in 6 days.
Yeah.
So everybody, I need more likes for.
Those
day
are the
7.
same people, by the way, in the community of alcoholics or people that suffer substance. They're the same as vegans
Mhm.
in my mind. Those guys
Yeah.
that see people and they're like, "Oh no, you shouldn't. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? I can't believe you're doing it." The hardcores, and every group, special interest group, has like hardcores, right? They all do. It's just like one of the things. But I find, and I've been
Vegans
to
are the worst.
hundreds of AA meetings, and I found that. And it's a true story. And I'll tell you, and I actually said this to someone the other day. They're like, "Do you go to meetings?" I'm like, "No, I don't go anymore." 'Cause my problem was me. It wasn't really the drinking, even though that's how it manifests itself.
Yeah.
And there's and I won't say who, but it was in a meeting, and this person who was like talking about, not drinking for 20 years, and then went into this story about how hard it is for her to get to this person to get to the meeting because they had to go by a liquor store, and they almost stopped and they started crying. And I'm like, can you imagine living on that ledge for 20 years?
Yeah.
Can you imagine having to like root yourself around something? That's how bad the disease for some people.
No shit.
Yeah.
And so that's my point about the dry January stuff. You got people out there just popping off going, yeah, 9 days, no big deal. It's not going to be a bit. Most of them probably already drinking. And if they are, good for them. I could care less.
Yeah.
Just fucking stop talking about it.
Yeah,
Let's-
and they're gonna go put on their Instagram February 1st them just fucking annihilating 9 bottles of wine with their buddies, and dry January's over. Let's get fucked up.
Fucked up February begins.
Like, so what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? Like, stop.
I
like,
still maintain though that vegans are worse than all other human beings.
You
Yeah,
wanna-
and
who
here's
is
why.
worse? What's the most annoying quitter group on the planet? Is it
Vegans.
smokers,
smokers
alcoholics?
can be pretty fucking crazy.
drug addicts, or vegans?
Vegans.
I've always found alcoholics
runaway.
I've always found alcoholics and drug addicts are the most humble when
Yeah.
it comes to, like, usually they're very humble when it comes to talking.
Smokers can be militant
And they
though.
don't get in your face because when you're in AA meetings, that's like the one thing they tell you don't do because you're never going to change anybody, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, no. Someone wants to drink, you let them drink. You don't follow them into you don't follow them somewhere with a placard that says no fur. You don't run around and scream no booze. Like,
Yeah.
there's no one out there doing that. So I would agree. Animal rights activists or like, people who sworn off
Vegans.
meat because they like
Yeah.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah,
vegan
the
would be
smokers
most
can
fucking annoying.
there's a handful of smokers that quit and then they become like the preacher, like the one in your family where you got it.
Yeah.
Like that can be a bit annoying. Here's this. I'll tell a quick story about why vegans are the worst
you
human
won't.
beings on the planet.
No, you
I'll get
won't.
it.
Let me
This is
tell
not
it.
a quick story.
It's a quick
Go
story.
ahead, wait for Linz. Go ahead, Linz.
Will Smith, his kid, Jaden Smith, vegan, decided he was going to do a nice thing for the homeless people in Los Angeles. Hired a food truck, took it down to whatever it is. What do you call it? The strip or the
Skid Row.
Sunset Strip.
Skid Row, right? Yeah, and he's going to feed the homeless. It was a vegan truck. Worst
made you
human being
angry,
on the
didn't
planet.
Did that make you angry? That piss you off?
Yeah.
That he took vegan
Well,
food?
and it's disappointing because I always liked Will Smith. I mean, I'm still confused by the slap, but both his kids are wildly annoying, and something's wrong there. Like if he was a decent person, would he have 2 annoying kids? One I'll allow, but both of them are like really annoying.
He's a decent person. Would both his kids be assholes? No. But
That's right.
one of them might. But they're both assholes.
They're both
Speaking of
annoying.
meat, while we're on the subject of meat, I put this video out today and it's gone viral. This is have you seen this video yet? Once? Fresh cut of meat when you put salt on it.
Oh yeah, I saw your tweet. This is
insane. I said I might go vegan after seeing this. I am a meat fanatic. I watched this today and was put right off. I was like,
okay with this.
Am I eating this stuff? Look at this. It's freshly cut beef and they put salt on it and it's spasmed still.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Whatever.
What's wrong with that?
It's
not going to do that after you cook it for a bit.
That's right. That's just nerves. That's just nerve endings.
Yeah, you're
delicious nerve endings.
That's a healthy piece of meat right there. Good. Actually, that does look good.
It looks off-putting. It does not look off-putting that it's moving around and it looks like a bunch
just
of
slap that bad boy on a barbecue. It'll kill it.
Yeah.
You know what's off-putting is when you're shooting rabbits and you don't quite get it right, and it jumps 4 feet in the air and screams at you like a child. Like that is off-putting. That happened to me. We had a rabbit farm down the road from us, and we'd harvest time. We'd go shoot them with 22s and get like 5 or 10 of them. This is yak, and I clipped one on the top of the head, and that fucker that scared me. I still have nightmares about that damn thing. They scream like children.
They do.
Yeah, you got to get them clean. Tasty. Rabbits are tasty, though.
Yeah, I know why you're doing this. I know you're doing this to piss off vegans right now.
Yeah.
Because you hate vegans more than anyone
else. Fucking story, though.
A fucking clothing line targeting how much you hate vegans. Literally a shirt that says "I hate vegans."
I wear that everywhere too.
I know you do.
I wore that to the farmer's market.
I had the most delicious.
You probably got a hand of applause as soon as you arrived. Edmonton Farmers Market, some big 6'3" guy with a goatee shows up. They don't know you showed up in a Subaru, which is good news. And you're like, I hate vegans. What do you think, guys?
Okay, hold on. Second to vegans, the gluten-free.
Oh, fuck.
The gluten-free crowd is.
Or the juicers. You know the juice crowd? Oh, I'm juicing now. I juice.
Yeah. Or the fasters, juicers.
Intermittent fasters. I've lost 12 pounds in a week. No, you haven't. I'm looking right at you.
Yeah, you're shitting blood, but you look great.
We had a guy at work that used to juice all the time, and he never never lost weight.
That's because they're
and
liars,
he would be wandering through the halls and just like interject himself into the conversation and go,
"You guys juice?
Haven't had a meal in 28 days. Nothing but juice."
How do you tell somebody that's doing CrossFit in a bar? Don't worry, they'll tell you. Yeah. Fuck, it's pretty much what it is.
Same thing with the juicers. Yeah, dude. I work with lots of guys like that too. That'll come up and go, "Hey," like I worked with this one lady. Again, she'll remain nameless. She was big.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, there's no big girl. Yeah, happy to do it. And I remember walking in the station one day, and I walked past the front desk, and I saw this person, and they're eating carrots, and I'm like, "Oh, carrots." She's like, "Yeah, I'm vegan now." I go, "Well, you've said that like 8 times in the last week." I know. I said, "How long you been vegan?" She's like, "A week." I said, "How's it going?" She goes, "Great. I feel great. Feel way better than I've ever felt. Lost a bunch of weight." I'm like, "How long are you gonna do it?" She's like, "Probably forever." About 6 months go by, and I, see this person intermittently, see them walking around with some carrots again, or maybe celery this time, and I'm like, and she's the same. Same size. I mean, she hasn't changed an ounce, like not maybe bigger. Because we used to have conversations. I'm like, have you guys?
You can get in trouble with the vegan diet.
Well, I know.
And here's why: because bagels are vegan. And man, when we went vegan for a month, I hammered a bagel every meal. I put 10 pounds on.
Well, this is what I asked her. I'm like, so I see her. I'm like, "How's it going again?" She's like, "Good. I've never felt better." I'm like, "Oh yeah, desired results." Like, are you? I didn't know what to like. Desired results? How are those? Are they pretty good? And she's like, "Why do you ask?" And I go, "No reason at all. Zero visual reason that I'm asking if your veganism is linked to weight loss."
I want to know if your eyesight got better with all the carrots.
Yep, just asking how the celery is. And she goes, "Well, my problem is at night. I love candy and chips." And I'm like,
yeah.
So wait a second. You cut out all the other stuff. All you're doing is eating vegetables, and then
crushing Oreos at night or whatever.
Yeah.
You're having candies and chips. She's like, "Yeah, but they're vegan too." And I'm like, "Wow, there everybody wins."
Well, and that they don't eliminate sugar. Sometimes they increase it, and a lot of times what ends up happening with the vegan diets, and again, not a fucking expert, even though my scene card says I'm a doctor, they end up putting a bunch of shit into stuff to give it some semblance of taste, because
like chocolate covered celery.
If you're eliminating protein from your diet, which essentially is what you're doing, you're taking away all the fats and the taste from your fucking food.
Yeah.
The other thing too to keep in mind is, I mean, you have to think about evolution when you think about what you're going to do for your body and how you're going to go about making whatever change you want to make, whether it's alcohol or food or whatever related. And we grew up our like ingesting a certain night. I'm talking toddlers, but also mankind grew up chasing fucking, dinosaurs, and like, we have always been meat eaters. You have to figure out what your body needs before you start eliminating shit that might actually be doing good, right? I think the vegan diet is just so stupid. And the thing is, people always go, well, what's the football player's name? He's vegan. And look at him. He's playing football into his 40. The Bucks. What's his nut?
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's vegan. Yeah, but Tom Brady has 4 people hired that follow him around full time that deal with his damn diet.
Yeah,
and they prepare meals for him. They did a breakdown on his body composition and found out what to make sure he has, to make sure he's getting that's what he's doing right now, because he has to maintain what he needs to maintain to be a professional athlete. The average Joe that's heading off to Superstore on Saturdays to buy a bunch of vegan products from the vegan aisle and is trying to maintain, it's not healthy. I'm sorry. You will never convince me that is the right thing to do for your body. I don't care if you're 500 pounds or 150 pounds. You got to be careful with these things. And these fad things are so fucking dangerous for people. Because
but there's healthy ways to do stuff. Like we're kind of painting it with a big brush, and I know there are a lot of vegan protein solutions for people, and we're not talking about the people like, as the comments come in, and I get it, but as the comments come in, we're not talking necessarily about individual people who've chosen just to eat more vegetables, or maybe you're pescatarian, or you don't like red meat, or you don't like, we're not talking about those people. We're not talking about the people that just get on with their life. We're talking about the people that you'll be at a table with, because this has happened to me, where you sit down at a table with 2 other couples and you order something that's got meat in it, and someone gets visibly upset, and you're like, I didn't know I did anything wrong.
So every vegan,
and someone leans in and goes like this, yeah, my wife's vegan. Can you order something else? And that happened to me about 5 years ago. And I looked at my friend and I go, absolutely not. And he goes, well, she can't be at the table if people are eating meat. I go, you tell us after we sit down? And he goes, that's what I said. I go, well, then you got to tell Shelly to leave. Well, I shouldn't have said her name. Anyway, Jim won't mind. I said, you got to tell Shelly to leave.
Because
I'm eating beef. They've since divorced, but not because of that. It's because she was cheating on him with another vegan yoga instructor, as a matter of fact. That was a really interesting time. Yeah. Use wheat germ for lube.
I'm sorry.
Is this lube vegan?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have never met a vegan that wasn't annoying.
I have not. I have. There are some lovely vegans out there.
Is there a quiet vegan community out there? Doesn't exist. I've never seen it.
What about Stacy from the comment section? Not every vegan lock. She's yelling at you in the comment section. There are literally people out there who don't eat meat and don't rub it in anybody's faces who are. Although I will say this.
I have yet to meet them.
Do you remember
every vegan I've met? I've wanted.
Do you remember this? Do you remember like at that store called Antler about 5 years ago? Do you remember this? It was in the city of Toronto. Store opens up. They serve all kinds of exotic meat: elk, caribou, mountain goat.
This
beef,
is exactly what I'm talking about.
And it's just a meat place, right? And a bunch, and it was like huge. Still is a great big place downtown called Antler. I think they got a couple of.
I tried to get that guy on the show. He didn't return my my messages.
We can get him on. I know him. Well, not know him, but know of him, and I can get him on. So, long story short, people are protesting in front of this place called Antler. It just serves meat, and the owner brings a slab of venison with fur on it.
Yeah,
and prepared it in the window.
In the window,
prepared it.
That's when I wanted to have him
on his face, and he was doing it. And I was like, good for you. Your place of business. Fuck them. Fuck them. Those are the people I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the saucy sea witch or Ashley or Jimmy or Tom or Bill who's like, hey, dude, not all vegans are fucking lunatics. And I'm like, hey, okay. Whatever.
Still have not got definitive proof on my part, so I'm going to sit where I'm sitting.
All vegans are
they're all
lunatic.
vegans are annoying.
You know what I hate about the vegans? And one thing I will say this is that they invariably all will wear something that has some kind of animal trace on it, right? And they'll like, well, I do this in all other parts of my life, so I can wear this fucking belt. And I'm like, well, then you're not a fucking vegan. You're a poser if you got leather shoes. Sorry, you just are. And if you got fake leather shoes, guess what? You're a fake poser.
Yeah.
So you're down to cloth. And Tivas.
Well, and you haven't had any meat products, so your brain's not functioning properly, right? Like it is. Yeah, clearly.
Not getting that brain protein.
That's it for us. I think I'm done. You guys good? It was a fun day.
That was a good.
I do need to say something. This is a request, and this isn't just for me. I think this is for many viewers of this fine podcast. Dean, put the fucking wrapping paper away. It's starting to bother me now.
Oh, now you've done it. Now you've done it. It will not leave now. You what are you doing?
Put the wrap. Thank you.
No. You know what you've just done.
It's in every show from now on.
Yeah, you don't know who you're dealing with yet. There we go.
Is it staying in the picture?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on my antler horns.
Yeah. The whole background will be wallpaper or wrapping paper tomorrow.
I am going to gift wrap my entire background. Fuck you. Seriously. I'm going to gift wrap everything. I'm going to gift wrap the fucking microphone tomorrow. I'm going to gift wrap my face. I'm going to put eye holes in. I'm going to do the whole show gift wrap. Just because it pisses you off. It's little things. You do have OCD. It's
annoying. It's been bothering me. We brought it up like 2 weeks ago. I don't know why you didn't take it away.
It's 5,000 kilometers away. How can something 5,000 kilometers away in someone else's house bother you?
Just randomly sitting there. It's just randomly sitting there. It doesn't have any purpose.
Can I be honest with you? I almost moved it today, but I know it pissed you off about a week ago where you're like, what is that? What is that behind you? And I'm like, it's wrapping paper. And I didn't because I knew you'd fucking say something at some point. Today's the day, bucko. Today's the day. Guess what?
Gift wrap Dino for
tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. You should. No, don't. Just put one up.
The Christmas decorations didn't bother me. The random just sitting there for no reason roll of wrapping paper bothers me.
Dude, there's nothing behind me. You have a veritable porn studio behind you with a fucking sex rack. And I haven't asked a word. You have a dog sleeping on the couch. You have a Rolling Stones blanket. You got what looks to be a huge pot. Yeah, it's a sex den. I haven't said a word about your sex den with the dog in it, and it's been behind you the whole time.
My wife won't let me put that plant downstairs. We've had it forever, and it just looks like shit, and I won't let her throw it out. So she's like, it's going in the loft.
Oh, that's a first step to veganism right there. He's got feelings for his plant.
Thanks, boys. That was fun. I'll move the gift wrapping paper. But
thank you. It's not just for me. I think most of our listeners are annoyed by it too.
They are. This is what you do.
Look, do a poll.
Co-op things. We're not doing a poll.
It's coming back strong. What's wrong with the wrapping paper? What's his problem? Bullshit. Put it away. Christmas is over. All right. See you guys.
Locke, great to see you. Lachlan Cross, 957 Cruise FM in Edmonton at Lachlan Cross on Twitter is where you can find him. At Ryan Lindley on Twitter is where you can find him. Have you ever in your life met anybody so fucking turned up by the dumbest shit?
And it's
Never.
so random. It's so random. Yeah. Like before we went live today, what was it? I don't even remember what he was trying to tell us about. And he was yelling at us while Mark was trying to explain something in the green room, and he just came in yelling at us.
You know what? And it's amazing. It's amazing because I love it so much. It's a bit now. It's like found content where we've got a guest on, and the guest starts talking. He's like, "That reminds me of a story, and I'm going to tell it, and you're going to shut up." And he just goes on. And he goes on and
he doesn't stop talking.
Yeah. It's like Smartless. Did you ever listen to Smartless? Jason Bateman, Will Arnett, and Sean. What's his last name? I can't remember his last name. The same thing. It's like it's the most self-involved bullshit I've ever heard in my life, and I'm like, somehow it works. I don't even care how.
It's so good. It wouldn't be the same without him.
You know what? It might even be more listenable without him. but I would never do it
No, you
because
couldn't.
it's part of the show.
So good.
Fuck vegans and fuck dry January. Wow. And listen, if you are vegan or you're trying to make a run of it, with not drinking, and we were making fun of it today. In all honesty, and this is from the bottom of my heart, I don't care.
Fuck you.
I mean, go subscribe to something else, go listen to something else, go somewhere else, all that other stuff. We're not making fun of people. We're joking around about people that take themselves too seriously. Yeah, there are people in the vegan community that do that.
You want
Not all of them.
I have the answer. If you want to make your alcoholism healthier, do what I did and switch to bubbly with your whiskey rather than Pepsi.
Great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we don't judge anybody. We just mock everybody equally.
Yeah.
And then we give everybody a day off. So tomorrow we won't mock vegans. Thanks, buddy. Good to see you. Ryan Lindley, host of the Lins Report, at Ryan Lindley on Twitter. Find him there. Thanks, buddy. Great to see you.
Pal.
All right, man. Ryan Lindley. Lins. It's got a great podcast called the Lins Report. Make sure you go and subscribe to that as well. That's it for us. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Don't forget, always made possible by our friends at CanTorque. If you are looking for rugged, hard-working torque tools, looseners, fasteners in a industrial setting, meaning if you are a guy and let's say you're working at a nuclear power plant, you don't have a solution for a certain nut, bolt, and you need one. If you work in the railroad, mining industry, big applications, heavy machinery, whatever the situation is, and you just don't have a tool that works for you, Canada's assembly tool experts will make it for you. CanTorque's been doing it for 20 years. They make rugged, hardworking, beautiful torque wrenches. Canada's leading industrial tool experts, offering you the very best in sales, service, rentals, calibration, maintenance, and custom fabrication of industrial torque tools, no matter the scale of your bolting project. Colin and his team have your solution at cantorque.com. Also, very special thank you to our friend Ed, Ed's Fine Imports, his Gitch, our sponsor. We wear them, so should you. Gitch luxury branded boxer briefs, pouch in the front, super breathable. That pouch fits your stuff, by the way. Holds it away from the darkness in that region. And then what it does is it keeps everything smelling fresh, looking fresh, feeling fresh. Gitch 3. That's your promo code. Go to edsfineimports.com, pump it in. He'll give you a free pair of underwear. Send them to you, too. When you buy 3 or more, Gitch 3, your promo code, edsfineimports.com. Lots of colors. Best boxer briefs you'll ever wear. Guaranteed. And kivlaw.ca, defense attorneys that actually give a crap about your situation, not just about a retainer. They don't care about that. They care about making sure that you understand the law, you get through your legal situation, and they have the best team of attorneys to help you deal with whatever that is. Southern Ontario's best defense attorneys at kivlaw.ca. Email the principal over there. His name is Rob Kivlikin. Robert at kivlaw.ca. If you've got something hanging over your head, maybe something fresh from the holidays, and you want to deal with it. Hey, listen, legal stuff comes at you like life, and you want to make sure you have the best solution in your back pocket. That is kivlaw.ca. Visit Robert at kivlaw.ca today. Send him an email. I'll send you one back like right away. That's what he does. He's a good man. We only deal with good people, as a matter of fact. Fuck, I wanted to talk about that new movie, Megan. It scares the shit out of me. Just the trailer. We'll do that tomorrow. And a bunch of other stuff. See you tomorrow. Have a great day. See you around 3, 4 o'clock. Bye.